Welcome to Inside the Ropes. I'm Peter Rosenberg. This is a new series where we get to do something very cool. We get to get together a group of the developers of WWE 2K24, WWE Superstars, who I've been told do enjoy playing a game or two, and the WWE 2K NextMakers, and we're all gonna play the game, talk about the game. Welcome, guys. Thank you all for being here. Let's get after it. Xavier, let me start with you, man.
What's up?
You've taken a look here. It's early on.
Yes.
What have you seen so far that's jumped out to you about WWE 2K24?
I see Tyler Breeze's face on the opening screen for some reason. I know he's a great guy, one of my best friends, but also one of my worst enemies. And I'm perturbed that I have to look at his face as soon as I open this game up. But other than that, it looks great.
Now, before we even got started.
Real cocky, cute.
Yeah, so smug.
By the way, that's Breeze?
Yeah.
Like no one grabbed
The
the
look
jacket
that he
and all
has, it's a very heelish Tyler
Yeah,
Breeze.
clean shaven.
He's giving Bischoff right now.
Yeah, that's his GM style to just dangle things over his talent's head.
Yeah.
When he says jump, you say how high.
Now, before we even got started, Johnny, you were already playing the game a little bit.
Yes.
Early impressions so far of WWE 2K24.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I played for about 10 minutes, and it's already mind-blowing what they've been able to do this year. I'm so excited to dig in and see more.
Well, I'm seeing the joyous reaction by the
They
developers
did a great job.
Of the game, Lynell and Brian. Actually, I'm gonna hand you guys the sticks first of all, because I have no business with you guys here. No, I'm good. I don't want smoke today. What's the first thing, like obviously you guys are very proud, I'm sure excited, nervous to see everyone respond to the game. What's the first thing that you want to share about 2K24?
Well, I'll just say, I mean, we're going to go into a match here. We're going to start with the regular, normal one-on-one. But I just think, I've had the pleasure of working on several of these games.
Several.
The conflict. Several of these games.
20 of them?
Is it 16?
This will be my 16th.
16th game. All right, give it up for that.
But I will just say, I think, this year's game is really something special. And I know it's probably coming from a biased source, but from the feedback I've heard from talking with Johnny, Woods, the NextMakers here, like the excitement, I heard these guys playing before and they were, just cheering and just going crazy. It's like, that's what we get excited for. That's what we do this for. So this is a special one. So I'll shut up and I'll.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's get into this.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky because it's almost like when you have your baby and you're like, you think it's cute, and then all of a sudden you're like, you bring it into the real world and everyone's like, we actually got a positive reaction, so that was good for us.
Is there anything out of the gate here, like just as we're, selecting players, anything out of the gate that's initially different that one might notice when they play the game?
I'm on one right now.
I mean, that background is a lot different.
That background, Rick Rude. I mean, we got that cover athlete right there, B.
Oh, there you go. One of our cover athletes, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare.
Let's go here.
I think one of the things that you picking Cody, you might want to talk about that he actually possesses in his arsenal.
A super finisher.
Super finisher.
Super finishers are brand new this year. For several years now, you've been able to store up to 3 finishers, right? 3 finisher stock. And, it just seemed natural that if you have those 3, combine them. Maybe use it for, an instant win almost to a chance. And so this year, not all characters have super finishers out of the gate. Cody Rhodes has one assigned to him by default. I call it the Crossroads Trinity, where he hits the Crossroads 3 times in a row. That is his super. So if you are playing as Cody and you decide I'm gonna save these 3 finishers, you have access to his super, and it is super, not in name only. It is so powerful. If you have resiliency equipped, it'll nerf that temporarily. If you're gonna kick out, you're gonna have to rely on your own skills at the kick out mini game or button mash.
Button mash.
And the visuals too, like we have a cool effect on it where like the screen kind of gets wobbly. Like it's amazing when you put
in the HUD. Yeah, when you've got the 3 finisher stock, it's like little electricity runs through it. We have the super finisher prompt.
Wow. You guys never, all due respect, you guys never considered giving Woods a super finisher?
Yeah. What would your super finisher be?
Ooh, that's
Thanks,
good.
Johnny.
Yeah.
I took the heat off you guys, don't worry.
I just want my tightrope elbow drop in there.
Has to be.
It is in.
Yes!
It is in, brother.
All right, thank you.
I was like, we needed that desperately.
That's all I need, yes.
More high-flying moves. That's what I mean.
And another thing to go along with the super finishers, so you can assign up to 4. And I say that, which transitions into the fact that we have now expanded the number of signatures and finishers a superstar can hold from 2 to 5.
Wow. Now, was there one superstar in particular that made you guys say, we need to add more because they have too many?
I mean, I can name one, but that might, screw up the roster reveal, which we're not getting into yet. But I will say, there are just several instances where, a superstar, has their finisher, they can perform it from several different situations. So just think of it that way, where, just from a utility standpoint, it's like, this character can do this move here, here, here. But in previous games, you had to pick those 2. Now, with the 5 slots, you can say, I could do Crossroads or the Cody Cutter. I could do it from, the middle of the rope, the corner. You have those abilities now to just use all those slots to be able to perform those moves from all the various positions.
So what I'm hearing is that Create a Wrestler will now take 15 hours.
Yes, and this time you won't lose your save data because we have a quick save. You can save anywhere. Because some people losing a character named Zero or something like that.
Yeah,
that makes me cry.
Spending 7 hours making your character and then losing it. I was like,
By the way, can we take a moment to talk about how beautiful Ravishing Rick Rude looks? I mean,
Beautiful man.
He really is. Yeah, there you go. Show the people. Show the people.
Show it off.
yeah.
Oh, double.
hey,
Oh, got a pose off of that.
and can you imagine how the SmackDown... Imagine how the SmackDown crowd reacted when Ravishing Rick Rude walked through the curtain.
Yeah, but is that a Charles Robinson that I see there?
That is.
Let's go.
Nate.
Let's go.
We actually, 2K24, we have brought back the actual WWE rest. We have 7 official WWE referees in the game.
Oh, cool.
Which is great. Just one more level of immersion that we've added to the game. Adding that realism to the gameplay experience.
And you can actually play as them as special guest referee.
And you can play as a special guest referee.
Wow.
Yeah, special guest referee is something that's really cool that the fans have long requested that we bring back. The last time it was in the franchise was WWE 13. And it did not make the transition from the 360 PS3 era to the Xbox One. And fans let us know. It's like, hey, y'all, Lazy Devs, what are y'all doing? We need that special guest referee. So we listen. Sometimes, you can't work at everybody's timetable, but we did bring back the special guest ref this year. And as Lynell just mentioned, you can use referees, you can control Charles Robinson make him crooked. As a special guest ref.
Wow.
All playable characters, manager characters can be used in special guest refs. And anybody that you used as a special guest ref automatically will come out wearing a referee attire.
Wow.
So you won't just have somebody in their trunks officiating.
You got that.
Yeah, there's Shawn Michaels referee.
There will be some, and you can create your own referee attire as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you say control, like for example Charles, can I do a 450 splash with the Charles or no?
No, so as a special guest ref, if you're going in as an actual superstar, you have the ability to be in referee mode, where your movements and your mannerisms are very official. You can also press the back button or the corresponding button, whichever controller you're using, to go into wrestler mode, where you can start attacking the opponents.
You can flip back and forth.
You can flip back and forth, but that's only for actual playable characters. Like you're, again, I'm not trying to spoil the roster, but other characters who are not combatants they just remain in referee mode.
So Charles Robinson can't start beating people up.
Exactly.
Unfortunate, but I get it. Now, Lynell, speaking of things that people have talked about and moves that you guys have made, let's talk about the MyFACTIon alternate attire situation.
Yeah, that's been a sore spot from the community. People sitting right across from me for the past 2 years, like just hit me up about it. Like, why can't I take these characters outside of MyFACTIon? This year we have introduced something new called Persona cards. It's a new badge that you will see on a card, which means that card can be taken out of MyFACTIon and be played in all the other areas of the game.
Okay.
So we wanted some good quality of life changes.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's a two-way street too, because there's going to be other cards that you can unlock in different modes. Like, so MyFACTIon cards will be unlocked if you play through all of Showcase, or if you play through My Rise. Like, so there'll be cool unlocks elsewhere to kind of incentivize you to, collect more cards to play in MyFACTIon.
Now, that all being said, obviously one thing that is looming over this entire experience is 40 years of WrestleMania. So, in the next episode, can we really get into 40 years of WrestleMania?
Oh yeah!
All right, Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you.
Yes.
What is your involvement here in the new game?
So in 2K22, I had the illustrious opportunity and the duty to be the tutorialist for the video game. I got to instruct people on the proper way to play WWE 2K22. And Woods had the honor last year in 2K23, and this year I had the chance to come back and run the tutorial mode for the players again. So very honored to be teaching people how to properly play this game.
Well, the way you said properly.
Yes.
It felt Woods.
Why are you laughing?
It felt Woods like disrespect. It felt like disrespect to what Woods did last year.
No, I didn't say he did a bad job.
Wait, but the emphasis on properly.
Yeah,
was-
he did.
This is the thing. I was gonna just let it slide. I was gonna let him have this one because I'm enthralled with this. To be honest, I'm staring at the turnbuckle post because they look incredible.
You said the
Like,
same thing.
I said the same thing. That's the first thing that popped out at me.
I was like, everything looks great, but I'm looking at like the little details.
The little indentation.
Yeah, it's good. So I was gonna let his insult to my character slide. But you know what? Next year, actually, this year in the tutorial, we'll see how you do. I'll make sure to critique
We're gonna
it.
do fantastic.
I'll make sure to critique it once I get hands on it.
But yeah, please
that's
check.
sick.
Please check.
That is.
You can suplex people off of the table now.
Or just kind of climb up without a
Right.
finisher, you know, like just.
That is that what you just did is literally the worst thing I've ever felt in my life, by the way. Tommaso Ciampa did that to me in New Orleans, and I don't want to say what came out of me, but you can guess.
All right. There's a lot more to get into with this game. Guys, Brian Lynell, in the next episode, can we please hear more about 40 years of WrestleMania?
Oh yeah!
All right. We will do that on the next episode of Inside the Ropes.